Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Tuesday, February 3rd, and this is my morning market breakdown of the US dollar pairs, including gold and a couple of the yen pairs. So, anyways, I always start off with the US dollar index. It's kind of the roadmap to tell me what to do on all six of these US dollar pairs themselves. Like I've been saying for the last, week or so, if this right here is the end of a pullback, this needs to be a wave one, a wave two, and a wave three. A wave three needs to be the biggest, strongest wave of a trend. And it also usually needs to go to at least 161% of wave one projected out the top of wave two, which I removed that Fibonacci level, but this is only a 138% fib bounce, and it made a very, very impulsive counter trend move. Kind of makes me think that this is not a wave three, and that potentially we are actually still in a very, very, very corrective overlapping pattern that has basically been going on since last April or May. Because if this is not an one, two, three, then it pretty much has to be an ABC. And if it's an ABC, there's probably a pretty good chance it's going to go all the way back up, at least take out these highs, and probably even eventually take out these highs. So the one, two, three analysis that I've been talking about, I think is getting pretty close to being thrown out the window. I think there's a pretty good chance that the dollar is actually going back to being bullish. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, we did have a little bit of a break of structure to the downside on the 1 hour. We definitely have what looks like a one, two, three, four, five wave structure. So this could be like a wave one or possibly a wave A, probably more likely a one. We're probably now going to make some sort of an overlapping corrective pattern for like a wave B, and then probably eventually again go up for a wave C. Even if it is an ABC, I would expect it to go to the 61, maybe the 50%. I think it might be more likely a wave one, a wave two, and a wave three because of what we're seeing on the higher time phase. Like I said, if this big push down on the daily was really a wave three, then it needs to be a big, strong wave. And this counter trend move that we're seeing is not, price action that you would expect to see in a wave three, which means it's probably not a wave three, it's probably a wave C, and that means this is probably just going to keep on going up. So what we need to do is we need to take that information and we need to apply it to all the dollar pairs themselves, except for gold, because gold does basically whatever gold wants to do. So we are definitely going back to being bullish the dollar, in my opinion. So going down to the dollar, let's head back up to the daily time frame. This push down on the dollar has been very, very strong. I mean, I was originally thinking this move down was going to be a pullback to this big move up, and it definitely still could be, but it's looking very strong, and it's looking more likely that it's actually just going to keep on going down. Now, if it does go up and break structure at a fib level, which it would have to be the 61 to the 78% at this point, then at that point I would definitely stop looking for shorts and start looking for longs. But as of right now, the market is definitely very strong to the downside. The market flow is definitely down. We should probably be looking for shorts still on the sort of time frames. Now, just like I've been saying for the last couple of days, if it makes like a double bottom at any one of these fib levels and then gives us a solid break of structure, not just a rejection of structure, a solid break of structure, then that would definitely turn me back bullish. But I'm not really seeing that as the likely possibility. I'm seeing that it's probably more likely going to make a more pullbacks and more continuation patterns. So we got our Fibonacci retracement on the last push down. We're looking for pullbacks. We're looking for Fibonacci bounces, nice engulfing move to the downside. Like I said, as long as we don't get that double bottom at a fib level and a break of structure, I'm definitely going to continue to recommend shorts on these sort of time frames. So moving on to the pound dollar, and like I always say, all the analysis I have for the euro, the pound, the Aussie, the CAD, the Swiss, all derive from the one analysis that I do on the US dollar index. Makes life very, very easy in my opinion. Now, the pound dollar, in a way, still technically has not even engulfed down. So, technically, it is still in an uptrend, and there's still always a chance that it does go up. Even if it does decide to make a wave B, wave Bs can often make new highs. So, we probably do want to continue to keep an eye out for logs just in case. So, going down to the 1 hour time frame, we have not broken structure to the upside yet. This is our structure right here. If it breaks above this high, like this, then I would start looking for logs more primarily, and I would start looking for pullback entries to go long if and when it breaks this high right here. It definitely does not have to break that high. We got our Fibonacci retracement on here. It definitely is pulling back into 78%. If it makes engulfing moves to the downside, if it moves to the downside and breaks structure to the downside, there's probably a better chance that it will just keep on going down. And like I said, most of this analysis doesn't derive from this, it derives from the US dollar index analysis. So moving on to the Aussie dollar, back up to the daily time frame. We had some Aussie news last night, which definitely affected the Aussie in a big way. Caused a pretty nice little push up, and it did definitely happen right at a Fibonacci level. So that was a pretty nice little push to the upside. Whether it goes up and makes a new high or not is the question. The US dollar index makes us think that this move up is not going to make a new high, and that potentially it's going to make a lower high. So going down to the 1 hour time frame. We have our Fibonacci retracement on the whole push down. It looks a little bit too strong to the upside to be a wave B, but it is definitely, based on the dollar index, there's probably a pretty good chance that it is a wave B. Like this is an A or a 1, this push up is a B or a 2, and then it's potentially going to break structure to the downside for a C or a 3. Now, if it doesn't break this structure, but instead makes a higher low and goes up, then that's great. It's still, up. If it does break this structure, then we will definitely start looking for pullback entries to go short for the continuation of this downtrend, which would either be a wave C or potentially a wave 3. So pay attention to your Fibonacci retracement levels. We have our Fib from here to here. Technically, it didn't really bounce from a Fib level, but it definitely came close enough to where if it does go down and if it does break structure, I would call that a Fib bounce and a break of structure, even though it technically missed it by a few pips. That's definitely close enough for me to call a hit. So moving on to the US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD, same type of thing. I mean, originally we were thinking this was going to keep on going down, but now that it's turned up, we have to do what the market tells us to do. And I still think this looks like three waves over here. So this is probably three waves here. This is probably five waves here. So that's a five pattern. This is three waves up, and then this is a five pattern. So this is three waves, five waves down, three waves up, five waves down. I think what's going on here is we have a WXY of A, we have a 5-3-5 pattern for the wave B, and we are probably back into an uptrend, in my opinion, for a wave C. And this is probably all a wave B or a wave 2 if we go all the way up to the weekly time frame. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. This is your A, this is your B, and it's probably going to go all the way back up to around this area for a B or a wave 2. So it seems very likely that this is actually going to continue to be bullish dollar. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, I'm definitely looking for longs unless we get a break to the downside at a fib level. Looks like we potentially are already pushing up this morning. We had our Fibonacci retracement from here to here. We got a nice 61% fib bounce, nice engulfing move to the upside. These are exactly the things I look for continuation entries for hopefully the continuation of the uptrend. Like I said, if it does make a double top at any one of these trim levels and break structure, then that definitely would turn me back to being bearish. But until or unless we see that picture, I am definitely looking for longs and an uptrend on these sort of time frames with the help of Fibonacci retracement for areas of support along the way. Moving on to the US dollar Swiss. US dollar Swiss is another one. If you go all the way up to like the monthly time frame, the US dollar Swiss is sitting right at the 78% Fibonacci retracement on the monthly. That could be the area where this actually wants to end up turning back up in a big, big way. So it's a really, really high time frame, but these high time frames definitely tell us the correct story more times than not. Maybe this is also three waves up over here, and then this is a sideways three-way pattern over here for like an X, and now we're going to make probably another three waves up for like a wave Y, or potentially a much bigger pattern if this really is the bottom on the monthly, which we definitely do not have any evidence that it really is a bottom yet. So taking it all the way down to the 1 hour time frame, I'm definitely looking for longs with the help of Fibonacci retracement on the last engulfing, or not engulfing, but impulsive move up. If it breaks this low right here, then definitely go back to being bearish. But otherwise, we would look at this move down right here as likely a pullback to this last move up. Now, just like the other pairs, if it decides to make a double top at any one of these fibs and then goes down, then breaks structure, that would also turn me back to being bearish. But unless we see that picture right there, we are definitely looking at longs. We're looking at anything we see to the downside as possibly a pullback, and we're watching our fib levels for a possible engulfing up and possibly more entries for the continuation of this uptrend. And moving on to gold. Gold did make this huge push down, but we still technically on the high time phase, we are definitely still technically in an uptrend. It definitely never gave us a significant break of structure. This move down right here still very easily could do this, or probably more likely it's going to do this, make some sort of a three-way pattern and do that. there's still a very good likelihood that this is going to continue the uptrend at some point. Now, if it goes down and breaks structure, that's a different story. That is probably going to tell us that this big wave 3 on the weekly time frame is complete. I've been hearing everybody say how this is the top of the market on gold, and that gold has been so overbought, and it's going down in a big way. When I start hearing everybody say that, that's when I start thinking that this is what's really going to happen. It's going to go up and make brand new highs again. So either way, going down to the 1 hour time frame, I would personally assume right now that we're either in a wave B or we're in a wave 2, which means that the wave B or wave 2 would be a pullback to this whole move down. This move up is looking pretty steep, so probably it's only like an A of B or an A of 2. Probably eventually it's going to make a crescent to that, like a B or a B of 2 or a B of B, and then potentially back up again to maybe the 61 or the 78 for a B or a wave 2, like a C of B or a C of 2. I would expect to see something like this, but like I said, because of all the talk about this being a top, I really wouldn't be surprised if it actually did something like this and just kept on making higher highs, higher lows. I wouldn't even say that this wave A is complete unless I saw like a break of structure to the downside on this 1 hour time frame range, which we definitely do not have yet. So moving on to the US dollar yen. US dollar yen also, this is another one that I've been talking for a while now about how, yes, we definitely did break structure, but it really broke structure in a way that makes us think that this is a flat, an expanding flat, especially because it's more like 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. It looks like a 3, 3, 5 expanding flat. And with the US dollar analysis in consideration, there's probably a pretty good chance that this will keep on going up and making new highs. Now, going down to the 1 hour time frame, I still am keeping an eye on it. I still have my Fibonacci retracement on this whole move down. I still would go short if we broke structure at a fib level, because there's still a chance with this break of structure to the downside on the daily that it does break and it does push down. But if it never breaks and if it never pushes down, but instead just keeps on making higher highs, higher lows, then there's no need going short. We need to allow the market to tell us what to do. Right now, the market is definitely telling us to look for longs, but if the market does something like this and breaks to the downside at a Fibonacci level, then that's telling us to stop looking for longs, and that's telling us to start looking for shorts again. So just allow the market to do whatever the market wants to do. Moving on to the euro yen, I mean, honestly, the euro yen also kind of looks like it could be like some sort of a little expanding, flat type pattern. It looks like it could keep going up. The problem with that is that all these candles look extremely corrective, like they are potentially just searching for a fib level, and then potentially they're going to go down in a big way. So this really does kind of make me think that it could go down at some point. Very, very overlapping, very, very corrective looking on these sort of time frames. So, if you do get a fib bounce, if you do get like a nice engulfing move to the downside, I probably would short it. I probably would have gone short yesterday right here if I would have been awake for that. That happened in the Asian session. But if it does something like that again, it goes to a fib level and goes down like that, I would definitely short it because, there is a potential that this has already turned down on the higher time frames and then it bounces from one of these fib levels and continues down. If you're a very, very short time frame trader, you definitely could be looking for longs, unless we get that nice bounce at a fib level and then potentially a break of structure down at a fib level. Moving on to the pound yen. Pound yen is pretty much back up. I mean, the trend is up. It's the market flow is up. The candles are making higher highs, higher lows. This also could be potentially be some sort of a flat. I really would not be surprised if this went up and made a new high, especially with all the people thinking that the yen pairs have found a top on the higher time frames. Usually, when everybody starts thinking that there's a top in, that's when the market will go up and sweep the highs again to grab liquidity. Now, kind of the same thing applies with this on the 1 hour time frame. If we break to the downside at a fib level, then great, we'll start looking for shorts again. If this turns really hard at a fib level, whether it's a 61 or whether it goes up to the 78 and turns, then fine, go short because it definitely is very, very overlapping and very, very corrective looking. But there could be a better chance that it doesn't break structure and it just makes higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, which is why if you are a short time trade trader, I would be recommending longs unless we get a nice solid break of structure at a fib level, which we obviously do not have yet. So anyways, don't forget to check out my website, fxpipcollector.com. I do say every single trade I take with the group at the time of entry, all swing trades, no short time trade trades. And definitely don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading.